Hello, I am Joseph da Silva, School Construction Coordinator for the School Building Authority at the Rhode Island Department of Education, and the 2017 President of the National Council on School Facilities. In this video, I will describe the elements of a capital improvement plan, what's in a plan, and the major steps required to develop a capital improvement plan for elementary and secondary public school facilities. What is a capital improvement plan? The capital improvement plan, often called a CIP, documents the approved uses for capital funds. These funds make it possible for school districts to deliver healthy, safe, and educationally inspiring facilities. The capital improvement plan is also a planning and fiscal management tool that coordinates the location, timing, and financing of projects over a multi-year period, often 5 to 6 years, but it is updated annually. The capital plan implements priorities of the Educational Facilities Master Plan. Typically, school districts may not spend capital funds unless they have been officially approved in a capital plan and budget. The capital improvement plan guides spending of capital reserve accounts. Capital reserve accounts have funds that can be carried over from year to year and are used for facilities and equipment with a long life. By contrast, operating funds from the operating budget must all be spent within the school district's fiscal year and are used for the ongoing costs of providing education. School districts raise their funds for their capital accounts in various ways. Depending on the state law, voters may need to pass a bond referendum to raise revenue for capital funds, or a local legislative body must approve capital appropriations for funds that the municipality or county will finance. School districts can also fund their capital reserve accounts with surplus funds from their operating budget, rebates from utilities, revenue from leases or event fees, and even grants from private entities. A major factor in setting the capital budget is whether the state assists in funding capital projects. This varies across the United States. Over the 2 decades, from 1995 to 2013, some states paid for a substantial percentage of school construction costs, while 12 states provided no direct support for capital improvements in schools, and another 13 states contributed less than 10% toward local district capital costs. But there could be other types of state support than direct funding. Some states may make loans or permit the district to borrow using the state's credit. What goes into a capital improvement plan document? First, the CIP should include a description of goals and objectives that align to the vision, goals, and objectives of the financed elements of the district's educational facilities master plan. Second, the CIP should report on the fiscal capacity of the district. Third, the CIP needs to describe the process for setting capital priorities. Fourth, the CIP includes a list of proposed capital improvement projects. And finally, the CIP includes a year-by-year schedule and total of anticipated spending. How does a district prepare a capital improvement plan and budget? The development of the CIP should be integral to the district's annual budget planning processes. Preparing the annual updates to the CIP involves work done over the course of the year. New capital projects and adjustments to current capital projects and priorities should be developed with public input and official approvals. The school district's long-range educational facilities master plan will help the community and the technical team articulate the goals and objectives of the capital improvement plan. The master plan lays out a comprehensive set of facility project needs, independent of what may be afforded by the district. However, the CIP is where the district's educational facilities master plan faces the tough constraints of budget, time, district capacity, construction market conditions, and multiple stakeholder perspectives. For a successful capital improvement plan, it is critical to have a full understanding of what is fiscally feasible. This means understanding how much debt the district has, how much debt the district should responsibly carry, as well as the level of debt legally allowed. Understanding state statutes, regulations, and guidelines, if the state provides facility support, is necessary for accessing state benefits. Finally, there may be non-traditional ways to raise revenue for school facilities improvements or construction. Districts may be able to finance projects with energy service contracts, tax increment financing, as well as by combining budgets with another municipal agency in a public partnership. Community support for capital funding is essential. A critical part of the capital planning process engages the public in setting criteria for capital project priorities. Providing good school facilities requires investment, tax support on the part of the entire community. The public needs to be assured that the district's capital projects are needed, fairly allocated, and will be well managed. Without good communication with, input from, and trust from the public, voters will not necessarily approve bonds or taxes, even if school improvements are severely needed. To ensure equity and adequacy, school districts must make special efforts to engage school stakeholders fully in the district-wide capital planning process. A transparent, data-driven capital plan process can help to ensure that all school facilities are given due consideration for priority in a CIP. Project cost estimates with a sufficient level of detail and accuracy needed to be developed in advance of preparing the CIP. Appropriate due diligence and preliminary project planning, such as physical plan analysis, educational programming, demographic analysis, independent estimating, with the appropriate level of educational specifications, design, and feasibility studies, will ensure realistic budgets which help the district resist political pressures to promise more projects than it actually can deliver. A failure to accurately estimate the costs of each project can result in cost overruns that can delay or cancel projects already approved. For each project, the plan should provide a summary of the scope of the project, justifications based on the criteria used by the district to prioritize its capital needs, and the history and schedule of estimated costs to complete the capital project. The individual projects are summarized in the CIP. This total budget will show revenue as well as projected expenditures required to meet the scope and schedule of planned new construction, school-specific facility improvements, and equipment purchases that the district intends to make. The decision to approve a capital improvement plan is always tied to the school district's multi-year capital budget. The school district facilities and budget officials navigate complicated issues when deciding on a capital plan. But a capital plan is an essential in order to spend capital dollars so they maximize the benefits to students and residents. The implementation of the capital plan can advance equity, support new educational initiatives, increase environmental sustainability, and create efficiencies. When important objectives are met, capital plans and budgets are often supported by communities and provide investments that benefit children currently in schools and for the generations to come. Examples of district capital plans and budgets can be found at the Education Facilities Clearinghouse. And thank you for joining us today.